interrupted by a sudden visit from them. They asked me to come and work for them, an offer which, of course, I couldn't refuse. At the time, I was naively convinced that the future of modern science lay in the hands of the world's corporate giants. On July 2nd, 1960, I finished work on a delicate electronic device which I believed was intended for therapeutic use only. I found out how my invention is really being used for the first time this morning.
Pierre von Breugen believed he could atone for his error only by suicide, but he forgot one thing before he died: to name them.
And if you want to think about this, it can be almost like heaven. Why do I say this? Because if you study every major religion in the world, every religion, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, what those religions promise us is that we will escape our bodies in the future. We will go to some heaven or nirvana or a state of non-being or a state of inclusiveness with everybody. No longer will we and our consciousness be confined to our bodies as an individual. In fact, if you look at us right now as a human being, if I feel pain, if I'm in pain, nobody else can feel the pain I feel. If you're in pain, I can't feel your pain. I can feel sorry for you. I can empathize with you, but I cannot feel your pain. But in this world, we will actually be able to feel the emotions of other people. You can actually not just transfer data and sensory information, but emotions. I would know your pain, you would know our pain, and human beings would never be alone. So, we will come to a point where we, as gods, like gods, will be creating our own reality. We will be redefining what the human experience is for the first time in history. This can happen, and it will happen, but what we want to think about is this. Technology is really powerful. The internet, being connected, is really powerful. But we've already seen, in a very primitive way, just with our cell phones, these primitive devices, how it can totally change our life. Like all of our lives are changed by WeChat. All of our lives are changed by the internet. Well, we are embarking on a path now where we will become the internet. The internet will become us. They will be inseparable. We'll have our storage and everything else all over the place. And when we do that, we have to understand that this is a big responsibility. It's something we as a society, we as the human race, must think about very, very carefully. Because imagine, people can hack your cell phone now. People can hack your computer. And it can be bad. They can steal your banking information, take all your money. They can steal your identity. But they can't really hurt you. In the future, though, if somebody hacks into your head because it's connected to the internet, they can steal you. They could actually steal you. They can implant memories in your head that you don't have. They could erase memories. They could control you in ways that you wouldn't even know you're being controlled. Is this scary?
Yes, Willie the Weasel. As a matter of fact, I do know about the Illuminati. And since we all know that they're a part of every facet of the entertainment industry, I thought I'd tell you something that you might not know. A man by the name of Fritz Springmeier wrote a detailed book about the bloodlines of the Illuminati. In the book, he dissects 13 of the top families affiliated with the Illuminati, including the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and the Disneys. Yes, as in Walt Disney's family lineage. And you want to know where you can find the entire book online? The CIA website. Which, in my opinion, signifies that the CIA considers this literature to be legitimate reporting. The Illuminati is definitely not just another conspiracy theory. But look up the book and decide for yourself. God bless.
Okay, so I know that a lot of y'all know about Astroworld and what happened this weekend in Houston, Texas. But I want to talk about the symbolism behind this whole event and how it just don't sit right with me. Like, even the people that were there were saying it was hell on earth.
It just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like it felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't see.
Super clear symbol of the Illuminati. You know, the triangle, the eye in the center. Then obviously fire everywhere. Okay, pay attention to this. Oh, Evelyn, it could just be a bird. Well, a phoenix is used to represent immortality and life after death. But it's also used in a lot of symbolism to represent Lucifer and how he was cast out of heaven to hell. Now another one, the stage was an upside down cross leading into this portal to hell. Baby, it's all in plain sight.
There was a recent controversy online. I know you don't spend all your time online about Kevin Hart wearing a dress in the SNL skit. And Dave Chappelle spoke about that as a comedian. Black actors are always, being asked to wear dresses. Have you ran into that? And what do you think about that whole Illuminati theory that people put out there about that?
Well, thanks for that softball question. It's two answers. First of all, let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything. So, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
Yeah.
But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times.
Right.
I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
All right, part 2 of talking about the Boston base or the Helltown, Ohio base. This base is in direct affiliation with the Department of Defense, works alongside bases like Area 51. Now, in some previous videos, when I talked about these bases, we talked about the disappearance of children and the experimentation, use of adrenochrome. Most things like that take place in this base in Ohio, whereas defense, aerial aircraft, stuff like that with the aliens takes place at Area 51. I've been to this base in Helltown multiple times, and this thing is like enormous. It at least covers the same area as the town would on top of land, if not stretching a few counties over. If you watch the Hunger Games movies and you saw District 13 underground, this base makes District 13 look like shit. Like I said, a lot of missing children and even missing adults come to this base. They use these for feeding, experimentation, adrenochrome, other experiments we'll get into later. This is one of the deepest underground bases in the whole world. And out of all the secret stuff the government has done in the past, this was probably the most sloppy. Like I said, once they acquired the land from the people, forced them off their land, and said it was for a national park, and then did nothing with it. The houses stayed up until recently. So it just opened the door for conspiracies against the government. I can confirm a lot of these theories are true. I will do another part 3 on this, running out of time, but I will hit all of the theories that I've seen about it, and we'll talk about whether they're true or false. Thank y'all. like, follow, comment.
I've been warned by the intelligence community, do not talk about this.
Listen, after I posted one of my last videos exposing the system that these elites use to make money out of thin air, I was warned not to talk about this again or else there are going to be consequences, but I'll put myself on the line here because I want everybody to be successful and happy. There is a secret system that a man introduced me to that the elites set up for themselves a long time ago to make crazy amounts of money in short periods of time, like a few days. Now luckily I believed him and he helped me set the system up for myself yesterday, and I already bought myself a new Apple Watch. Now I'm loving this system already and I want to share it with everybody. Now if I'll talk about it on here, the video will get removed instantly because they don't want anybody to know. So all you need to do is click the link in my bio and watch the video there. Here's the truth about the Illuminati, aka the elites that y'all might have not known. Well, the truth is that it goes way deeper than that. Yeah, the Illuminati controls everything that's going on in the world, but do they really? Well, no. There's a circle to which the Illuminati are just puppets in the game. But before I tell you more about that circle though, I discovered this secret system that the 1% of wealthy rich, the Illuminati, use to make crazy amounts of money in the blink of an eye. I discovered this system just a few days ago and already bought myself